Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a story that sits at the impossible intersection of soul-crushing grief and terrifying, beautiful mystery, a collaboration so unique it feels like a literary lightning strike. We're talking about Remain, a supernatural love story, the blockbuster pairing of Nicholas Sparks, the master of the love that lasts forever, and M. Night Shyamalan, the maestro of the twist you never saw coming. This is not just a romance. This is not just a thriller. This is a novel that asks the biggest, most chilling question of all: can love truly conquer death itself? The architect of grief introducing Tate Donovan. Our story begins not with a tender meeting on a boardwalk, but with the quiet, sterile confines of recovery. Meet Tate Donovan. He's a rising star, a New York architect whose blueprints once promised clean lines and logical structures. But now, his own world is collapsing. Tate has just been discharged from an upscale psychiatric facility after battling a crushing wave of acute depression. His grief is not just sadness, it's a physical, relentless entity, rooted in the recent, agonizing loss of his beloved sister, Sylvia. Tate craves order. He believes in the tangible, the measurable, the blueprint. His mind is trained to see the foundation, the physics, the why that can be explained with a ruler and a level. But Sylvia, on her deathbed, handed him a legacy he cannot process, the truth that she could see spirits. Shades tethered to the living world. She insisted this was a family gift, an inherited sight. For Tate, the man of concrete and steel, this is a philosophical nightmare. He is wrestling with the very nature of reality, armed only with the grim determination to make a fresh start by throwing himself into a massive new project, designing his best friend's summer home in the ethereal, misty beauty of Cape Cod. Cape Cod. A place that feels both ancient and temporary, perfect for a man trying to outrun his own ghosts. The sanctuary and the shadow arrival in Cape Cod. Tate settles into a historic bed and breakfast, a place steeped in the salty air and untold stories of generations past. He's trying to focus on the clean slate of his work, to let the ocean air scrub the pain from his mind. He's putting up walls, building a rational fortress around his heart, because the alternative, believing his sister, is too terrifying. And then, he meets Wren. Everything about Wren should be a contradiction to Tate's controlled existence, yet she is the magnet that pulls his fractured world into a terrifying new alignment. She is beautiful, yes, but more than that, she possesses an almost unsettling calmness, an intangible quality that suggests she understands the world in a way Tate cannot fathom. An immediate, undeniable connection sparks between them, the kind of connection that bypasses logic, history, and all the walls Tate has so carefully constructed. For the first time since Sylvia died, Tate feels the possibility of living again, of loving again. Wren feels like the antidote to his depression, the one living soul who makes the present moment worth fighting for. The cracks in the facade, a town of secrets. But in a Nicholas Sparks and M. Night Shyamalan pairing, nothing is ever as idyllic as it seems. The small-town charm of Cape Cod begins to curdle. As Tate's relationship with Wren deepens, he starts to see the shadows lurking beneath the picturesque surface. This is not just small-town gossip, this is something darker. He uncovers a slow-burn menace, hatred, jealousy, and greed festering beneath the surface of Wren's seemingly quiet life. These are not abstract threats, they are actively working to strangle the fragile, blossoming love he shares with Wren. Tate, the rational architect, is forced into the role of investigator. He has to dig into Wren's past, not just to understand her, but to save her. The idyllic small town becomes a claustrophobic maze, and the threats against Wren feel disturbingly personal, almost supernaturally motivated. The unraveling truth, sight and salvation. This is where the two authors' worlds truly collide. Tate is forced to confront the possibility that Sylvia was not raving on her deathbed. He must ask himself, is Wren in danger from living people, or from the unseen forces that his sister warned him about? The quest to uncover the truth about Wren's past becomes a desperate race against time. Every answer Tate finds only deepens the mystery, pushing him further away from the safety of what he knows and deeper into the terrifying realm of what he can feel and sense. He must decide, does he trust the logic that has failed to heal his grief, or does he embrace the unsettling, intuitive reality suggested by his sister's final words? The stakes: if he fails to unearth the real truth, the human truth and the supernatural truth, he stands to lose Wren, not just to the dangers in her town, but perhaps to a fate even darker than death. The central conflict of Remain becomes, can a man who built his life on what he can see and touch learn to trust the spectral and the impossible in order to secure the most beautiful love of his life? The ultimate question. This novel is a profound meditation on transcendent emotion. It challenges us to look past the boundaries we've drawn between science and spirit, between the living and the departed. It's about the courage it takes to believe in something bigger than yourself, even when that belief could shatter your sanity. As Tate and Wren fight for their future, the book hangs on this final, breath-stopping query: can love, that transformative, undeniable force, not only pull us out of our deepest sorrows but actively defy the very boundaries of life and death? The hardcover edition even hints at this duality with its deluxe case stamped with gold foil replica signatures, a tangible object holding an intangible story. If you love the heartbreak of The Notebook but have always craved the chilling atmosphere of The Sixth Sense, then prepare yourself. Remain is coming, and it promises to rewrite everything you thought you knew about lasting love.